The Billionaire in Disguise. Cynthia wiped flour from her hands as she stepped out of her modest sandwich shop, the aroma of fresh bread filling the air. Every afternoon, without fail, she handed a warm meal to the frail crippled man who sat hunched near the alleyway, his tattered clothes and quiet gratitude a familiar sight. She never asked questions, just offered kindness, expecting nothing in return. But one rainy evening, as she handed him his usual meal, the man's trembling fingers brushed against hers, and she noticed something odd. His nails were perfectly manicured, his skin strangely smooth beneath the dirt. Before she could react, he whispered, "Thank you, Cynthia," in a voice far too refined for a beggar. Her breath hitched. How did he know her name? That night, Cynthia couldn't shake the encounter. The next day, she hurried to the alley, but the beggar was gone. Only a small polished silver coin sat where he usually waited. Picking it up, she turned it over and gasped. It was no ordinary coin, but a custom-made token engraved with the initials, JV. Her mind raced. JV, Jonathan Voss, the reclusive billionaire who had vanished from the public eye years ago after a tragic accident. Was it possible? And if so, why was he pretending to be homeless outside her shop? Determined for answers, Cynthia searched online for any trace of Jonathan Voss. The last known photo showed a handsome, confident man, nothing like the frail beggar she knew. But then she noticed it, the eyes. The same piercing blue gaze. That evening, as she closed up shop, a sleek black car pulled up silently beside her. The window rolled down, revealing a well-dressed driver. "Mr. Voss requests your presence," he said calmly. Cynthia's heart pounded. Was this a trap? Or the beginning of an unbelievable truth? Against her instincts, Cynthia stepped into the car, which whisked her to a towering penthouse overlooking the city. There, standing by the floor-to-ceiling windows, was the beggar, but transformed. Clean-shaven, dressed in an impeccable suit, his posture no longer hunched. "You are Jonathan Voss," she breathed. He turned, his expression unreadable. "Yes. And for the past year, I've been testing people, searching for someone truly selfless. You were the only one who passed." Jonathan explained everything: his staged accident, his year in disguise, his quest to find someone uncorrupted by greed. "I needed to know who I could trust," he said, handing her a glass of wine. "My company is under siege from within. Someone is trying to destroy me." Cynthia's hands trembled. "Why me?" He smiled faintly. "Because you gave without hesitation. And now, I need your help." Jonathan revealed his plan: to fake his own death and transfer his assets to a hidden trust, with Cynthia as the sole keyholder. "They'll never suspect you," he said. "But if we're caught, we're both dead." Cynthia hesitated. This was madness. But the desperation in his eyes was real. "What do you need me to do?" 2 days later, news broke: Jonathan Voss had died in a private plane crash. Cynthia watched the televised memorial from her shop, her stomach in knots. That night, a coded message arrived: midnight. The alley. She met him under the cover of darkness. "It's done," he whispered. "Now, we wait for them to slip up." Days turned into weeks as Cynthia played her part, pretending to mourn a man she barely knew. Then, an unexpected visitor arrived: Jonathan's former CFO, Marcus Cole, offering condolences with a smirk. That night, Jonathan hacked into Marcus's files. "He's the one," he growled, showing Cynthia damning evidence: emails, bribes, even plans to sell company secrets to a rival. With Cynthia's help, Jonathan lured Marcus into a meeting, posing as a grieving relative seeking financial advice. Hidden cameras rolled as Marcus gloated, unknowingly confessing to fraud. But as they celebrated, an alert flashed: Marcus had sent armed men to Cynthia's shop. They were coming. Jonathan grabbed Cynthia's hand. "We have to go, now." They fled through back alleys as gunshots echoed behind them. In a safe house, Cynthia gasped, "This is insane." Jonathan's face was grim. "It's not over yet. Marcus won't stop until we're both silenced." Jonathan handed Cynthia a flash drive. "This has everything: his crimes, my will, naming you as heir. If anything happens to me, release it." She stared at him. "Heir?" He nodded. "I have no one else. And you've earned it." They confronted Marcus at his estate, armed with evidence and a live feed to the authorities. "You lose," Jonathan said coldly. Marcus snarled, pulling a gun, but police sirens wailed outside. It was over. The scandal rocked the business world. Marcus was arrested, and Jonathan, now back from the dead, reclaimed his empire. But something had changed. At a press conference, he stunned everyone by announcing Cynthia as his new business partner. "She saved more than my life," he said. "She saved my soul." Cynthia's sandwich shop became the flagship of a new chain, Kindness Cafe, a social enterprise feeding the homeless. Jonathan, no longer hiding, worked beside her. One evening, as they handed out meals, he whispered, "Thank you." She smiled. For what? For seeing the man behind the disguise. Years later, Cynthia stood on the balcony of their shared penthouse, watching the sunset. Jonathan joined her, slipping a small box into her hand. Inside was a silver coin, just like the one he'd left in the alley. Engraved on it now, "To the woman who gave me everything. Will you marry me?" Tears in her eyes, she laughed. "Took you long enough." This teaches us that true kindness is given without expectation, but it often leads to unexpected rewards. The purest acts of generosity, like Cynthia's selfless meals for a beggar, can uncover hidden truths, forge unbreakable bonds, and change lives in ways we never imagined. Wealth and power mean little without integrity, but a humble heart can reshape destinies. The world is changed by those who give without counting the cost. Sometimes, the greatest blessings come disguised as ordinary moments of compassion. Hey! You have not subscribed. If you don't subscribe, you may not enjoy my stories again. If you do subscribe, we are both growing, and we will connect again. Please, subscribe, like, comment and share. Thank you.